Shalom, shalom. First, we give all praise and glory to the Heavenly Father, which is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the Son, who people unknowingly call him Jesus Christ. Lord willing, you're enduring, you praying, you fasting, you giving alms, you're doing everything you need to do to make your calling and election sure in these last days. I want to give peace and blessings to whomsoever watching this. I also want to give peace and blessing to whomsoever is not watching this, yet they believe in the Most High God, Yahweh. They believe in his son, Yahweh Shah, and they're keeping the commandments in truth and sincerity. Now, the title of this video is going to be, Why Do the Wicked Prosper? Because you may see heathen, you may be seeing your own people who's wicked, who don't necessarily keep the commandments, who worship different gods, who's wicked, man. Committing adultery, smoking, drinking every day, going to parties, going to clubs, who just doesn't care, who put the love of the money, which is the root of all evil, before the Most High God. It seems like they prosper more than you, while you go through a lot of hell, a lot of affliction. You poor, you got nothing like that. By yourself, you always lose a lot of stuff. It seems like the Most High God is dealing with them, when really that's not the case. And this is I don't have this written down, but that kind of remind me of how Edris felt in Second Edris real quick. Second Edris chapter 3, bear with me. And I'm going to start at verse 30. I'll start at verse 29, and it reads, For when I came thither and had seen impieties without number, then my soul saw many evildoers in this 30th year, so that my heart failed me. So Edris saw a lot of evildoers, but let's keep going. For I have seen how thou sufferest them sinning, and hast spared wicked doers, and hast destroyed thy people, and has preserved thine enemies, and has not signified it. So it seems like the Most High God is preserving the people who's wicked. It's like they live a prosperous life every day. They got no worries in the world. They're having a blast. They got no worries while you worried about car note, insurance, bills, rent, people leaving you, women leaving you. You worry about all these different things about if you're going to eat today, how you're going to feed your kids, while the wicked man that just got done killing his brother and taking that man's wife, like he's David back on the earth or something, it's like they live a good life, man. While you trying to be on a righteous course, you doing everything you got to do to make your calling and election sure, you're going through hell, right? So even Edris, he felt the same way. That's why he's going to ask the question, verse 31. I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? So Edris loses his mind. Like, they doing this, yet you still not doing nothing to them. I thought you're a God of righteousness. Aren't you going to execute judgment? Are they better than they of Zion? That's like asking, is the so-called white man that goes to Bora Bora, Hawaii, that got that briefcase in a suitcase, he's on a first-class jet, a private jet, doing business. Right when he lands, he's going to Paris, man. Taking pictures with the family. Then guess what? The next day, they're going to the beach. They're in the ocean, swimming with the sharks and whales and dolphins. On a yacht, on a big yacht, in a cruise ship. While you working 9 to 5 every day, and your car still getting repoed. You putting extra work in, overtime, and your car is still getting repoed because you couldn't pay it. Because you had to pay your rent, you had to pay your insurance, you had to feed the kids, you had to feed the wife, you had to give money, give alms, stuff like that. And no matter what you do, you're just not prospering. So is Esau better than Israelites, man? Because Esau living it good. Got nice houses, suburban homes, white picket fences, man. While Esau living in the hood somewhere, getting blasted at in a drive-by, and he didn't do nothing. Right? So I'm going to read that real quick. This second Esdras, chapter 3, verse 31 again. I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? And this is not really Esdras trying to question the Most High. He just perplexed. He's just confused. Like, what's going on? Like, you don't like your woman giving you mixed signals sometimes. Like, you don't like me no more? What's going on? Right? Verse 32. Or is there any other people that knoweth thee beside Israel? Or what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob? You see that? And yet the reward appeareth not, and their labor have no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments. So the heathen, they flow in wealth, man. They don't think about the commandments. You think when Esau wake up at 6 a.m., at 5 a.m. to go to his job, his white collar job, you think he's thinking about keeping the beard on his face? No, the first thing he do, he get up, He go to that bathroom and get that Gillette, if I'm saying that correctly, and he shave off that beard, man. You think Esau thinking about the dietary law? He's the main one cooking smoking some pork. Esau don't care about the dietary law. Go on the highways and byways and try to teach Esau the dietary law. He gonna laugh in your face. And guess what? He gonna go back home and smoke that hog. So he doesn't care. He gonna be eating some alligator, man. Even our people, they got some raccoon feet in a stew right now, man. So even our wicked people and Esau and the heathen themselves, they don't care about the law, but yet they still prosper. They flow in wealth. Esau, Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, what's his name, man? Who owns the Mavericks? What's his name? Mark Cuban, a very rich man. He's a Jewish man. He's flowing in wealth. He don't got no care in the world, man. But do you think he's keeping the commandments with that baby face he got? No, he's wicked. He is wicked. He is not reading the precepts. He's not on the highways and byways teaching our people. What is he doing? Guess what? He's living the best time of his life. Right? Verse 2 Edges 3 and verse 34. Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance, and there is also that dwell in the world, and so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel. That's plenty upon tables. Only the name of the Lord Yahweh, get zealous. Only the name of the Lord Yahweh will be found in Israel. Dang, right? All right, be back. Salat. All right, Khan. It will only be found in Israel. The white man won't be calling upon Yahweh. The Chinese man, he's not calling upon Yahweh. Right? The East Indian, they're not doing that. It's only found in Israel. Because we know the truth. And the truth shall set you free. Now, let's get back. Let's go to Luke. Right? So again, the title of this video is Why Do the Wicked Prosper? And let's go to Luke chapter 4. This is the book of Luke chapter 4. We're going to start at verse 5. And it reads, And the devil taking him up into a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. So the devil, again, devil just means deceiver. Satan just means adversary. Who's the him? The him right here in Luke chapter 4 is Yahushua. Yahushua was in the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights being tempted while he was fasting. So this is Luke 4 and verse 6. And the devil said unto him, All this power will I give thee in the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it. So Satan was given power to rule the world. Let's go to Job. Let's go to the classic real quick. If you did not know, Satan has power to rule this world for right now. Not forever, but for this season right now. Let's go to the classic Job chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the Most High God gave the earth over into the hands of the wicked. Who's the wicked? Chiefly Satan. But who's the physical manifestation of the wicked, of Satan? The so-called white man. The same way how we represent the Most High God, the so-called white man, he represents Satan, man. He's the standard of Satan, of wickedness and stuff like that. That's why this world is controlled by who? The so-called white man, Esau. When you go to America, Canada, go to Europe, even to Africa, man. Australia, Germany, Poland, France, you name it, guess what? The white man's there. And he's ruling, man. He's ruling because why? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? So Satan has power and authority to rule this world. So let me get another precept on that. Let's go to Daniel chapter 10. So let's go to Daniel chapter 10. I'm trying to have this phone. This Daniel chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 13. I'm going to start at verse 11. Salaki. And it reads, And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright. For unto thee am I now sent. And when he had spoken this word unto me, I stood trembling. So an angel came to Daniel to expound certain things. Verse 12. Then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. But the prince of the kingdom of Persia withstood me 21 days. But lo, Michael, one of the chief princes, came to help me, and I remained there with the kings of Persia. Now, this prince, it's not talking about no princes of the actual, Persian meat like Cyrus the Great, Darius the Mede, and things of that nature, or Hosseus, Xerxes the Great. It's not doing that. This prince is talking about Satan, because he even said Michael's called a prince, right? Even Satan himself is called a prince. He's called the prince of Persia. You got different principalities in this world. Like America got its own principality, its own rulership and dominion. Ruled by who? Ruled by Satan. Let me get a precept. Let's go to Ephesians chapter 6. Even on a physical level, you have America, then you have the Europe, or let's say Great Britain. Now, they're white people, Esau, Esau is Esau, but they rule a little bit different. In the UK, I think they drive on the left side of the road. Right here in America, you drive on the right side of the road. They got a little bit different laws. Their buildings don't look the same. They got different language or different verbiage and things in that nature. It's different principalities, just different spirits there, man. The same thing on a spiritual level. You have Satan ruling back then in the time of Persia. But guess what? Now you have a different type of demon, a high-level demon, ruling over America right now. But this is to show you that Satan has power to rule over these different kingdoms. But this is Ephesians. We'll go to Ephesians chapter 6. It's a lot. This book of Ephesians chapter 6. And I'm going to start at verse 12. And it reads, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." And a principality is a stronghold for a lot of spirits, where a lot of spirits dwell at. Like America, it's a principality, man. A lot of demons are here in America. Foul, deceitful, wicked spirits are here in America. Now, you might go to Atlanta, you have a spirit of, against sodomy and stuff like that, where in Chicago, you got a murderous killing spirit. When you go to California, I don't know what they got in California, man. They got, I don't know. When you go to Mexico, you got a lot of killing in Mexico. Baltimore got a lot of druggies, right? Detroit got a lot of killing spirit. So where you got different spirits in these different places, those are called principalities, man. So Satan has rulership on these different strongholds, right? So going back to Daniel chapter 10, I'm going to jump down to verse 20. And it reads, "Then said he, Knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come." Again, these are not actual physical people, but these are different spiritual principalities, demons on a very high level in the spiritual world. On a physical level, let's say we was in Israel. Now, we was ruling Israel pretty nice. Everything was cool. Or let's say, no, for a better example, Nebuchadnezzar, he was a king. He had his own order. He had things the way he did things. But guess what? Cyrus the Great came. He took over and things of that nature. The Persians came into power. They had their own ways of doing things. So same thing with this. The prince of Persia had their own ways of doing things. But then guess what? The prince of Greece had his own ways of doing things. But these are all high spiritual level demons on a high level ruling this world, even right now, right? So I'm going to read that again. Daniel 10 and verse 20. "Then say he, Knowest thou wherefore I come unto thee? And now will I return to fight with the prince of Persia. And when I am gone forth, lo, the prince of Grecia shall come." Again, you might ask me how you know this is spiritual, because this is an angel speaking. It's going to be fighting with this angel. Verse 21. Well, that's it on that. But I'll read it. "But I will show thee that which is noted in the scripture of truth, and there is none that holdeth with me in these things, but Michael, your prince." So Michael is the prince of us, of Yasharallah. He's the prince, right? He's the one who protects us. That's Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1 on down. But then you got princes on the left-hand side. Like who? The prince of Grecia, the prince of Persia, the prince of America, man. Right? So you have all these different princes, some on the left-hand side and some on the right-hand side, and they have rulership over these different principalities, if that makes sense. Right? I'm going to get another precept, Salat. I got it written down. Let's go to Revelation 12 and verse 12 to show you another precept that's Satan is ruling right now. This book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So Satan, he knows he has a short time. So what he's going to do? He's going to put his spirit upon Esau, upon these other nations, to be even more wicked, to torment you. When you read Revelation 12, it says he's going to come down upon you with great wrath. The Israelites, the people who dwells on this earth. If you don't get down with them, guess what? He going to destroy you, man, because you are a threat to his society. When Yahweh came on the earth, he came what? To bound up the strong man. Who's that strong man? Satan. They said that Yahweh casted out spirits by the power of Beelzebub, basically, paraphrasing. But Christ was like, that doesn't make any sense. If you're going to come into somebody's house, you got to bind the strong man first and then take his goods. Why would a man waste his own house? If you have ears to hear, why would Satan, waste his own house? That's why when Yahweh came on the scene, he was casting out spirits, because Yahweh is contrary to Satan. Because again, Satan is ruling right now. So when Yahweh came on the earth, it was righteousness being made manifest and not wickedness. Right? Let me get one more real quick. Let's go to Job 14, verse 5. Speak of Job, chapter 14, and verse 5. It's a lot. And it reads, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So the same way how the prince of Persia, he had a certain time limit where he would rule, then he got casted down. The prince of Grecia had a certain time limit that he would rule, then got casted down. Now the prince of America right now, which is another spiritual high-level demon, he has a certain time limit that he's going to rule, but what's going to happen? He's going to get casted down, right? So those are just precepts to show you that Satan is ruling as we speak. I'm going to get one more. Let's go to Psalms 109 and verse 6. I got that one written down. This book of Psalm, chapter 109 and verse 6. Salakia. And it reads, set thou a wicked man over him. So a Lord can set a wicked man over the earth. He set Satan over the earth. It says, and let Satan stand at his right hand. So Esau, he was set over this earth to rule. But then it says, and let Satan stand at his right hand. Your right hand represents your strength. So Esau get his strength from who? From Satan. That's why they do a lot of witchcraft, a lot of wickedness, pedophilia, pornography, homosexuality, eating blood, drinking blood, dealing with kids, all these different things. He's doing this because he worships Satan, because that's his strength. The same way when we rule, the Israelites rule, our strength on our right hand side going to be the Most High God, right? But Esau's strength is Satan, right? So let's go back to Luke. Those are a few verses to show you who's ruling with the wicked. All right, let's go back to Luke chapter 4 and verse 7 now. Bear with me. So this book of Luke chapter 4 and verse 7. If thou therefore wilt worship me, all shall be thine. This is what Satan said. If you worship Satan, everything will be yours. And a lot of people, they get enticed. Wait, so if I worship Satan, I can get a car? I can get that Porsche? I can get that Trackhawk. I can get that Scat Pack. I can get whatever I want. I can get the new shoes, the Kyries. I can get the jewelry, the Patek, the AP, the Louis V belt. I can get that new hat. I can get the bust down Cartier shades. I can get all these different things if I just worship Satan. And guess what? They get enticed. And what do? They stop keeping the commandments. They serve Esau in his system by what? Going after money, going after females, killing, robbing, lying, stealing, making gold their God. And guess what? They're able to get it. I be seeing all these videos on these short videos on TikTok. It's like, yeah, man, I do everything I need to do. I cut everybody out of my life. All I care about is money. If it's not about money, I don't want to talk. And that's why he's rich, because he made money his God. And that's serving Satan, man. Right? That's serving Satan. Right? So if you worship Satan, you would get anything that you want. It will be in your hands, man. For example, Louis Easy Vert, Soulja Boy, Snoop Dogg. Who else, man? A lot of people, man. LeBron James. It could be all these celebrities. They give up their life towards the Most High God, and they go to the so-called white man to get their fame and their riches, man. right? Let me get some precepts on that. Let's go to Matthew chapter 16 and verse 21. This is the book of Matthew chapter 16 and verse 21, and it reads, "From that time forth began Yahushua to shew unto his disciples how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes, and be killed and be raised again the third day." Right? Yahushua is speaking about his death and his resurrection. Verse 22, "Then Peter took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, Lord, this shall not be unto thee." So, hey, Peter was like, please don't do this. You don't have to go through this, man. Why you going to go through this? You don't have to do that. That's not for you. Verse 23, "But he turned and said unto Peter, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of God, but those that be of men." So, Yahushua wasn't really speaking to Peter. He was speaking to Satan that was on Peter. Satan was trying to tempt Christ to not suffer for the Most High God. Because Satan, he wants you to have it easy. He wants you to he wants you to have pleasure. I can't really pronounce this word correctly, so bear with me. But he wants you to have comfortability. There we go. Comfortability, right? To be comfortable, man. He wants you to be at ease, relaxed. He don't want you to be tense, but relaxed, man. Right? But verse 24, "Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me." So if you want to go after Yahushua, you got to be able to take up your cross. A cross is the burden. That thing heavy. If you don't really squat that much, you don't really lift, and you might get squished by that cross, man. Right? It's heavy. It's a burden. You going through hell and affliction, that's that cross. The Lord said, "Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, if you want to follow the Lord, let him deny himself." Meaning, deny yourself is discipline. Not always doing what your flesh wants to do. Your flesh wants to commit adultery, whoredom. It wants to drink every day. It wants to smoke. It wants to go to clubs. It wants to do this, that, and the third. It wants to relax, sleep in on the Sabbath, not go to camp. It wants to do a lot of things, man. But then that's where discipline comes in. That's you denying yourself. I can't smoke because I know, according to the commandments, I'll get destroyed. I fear the Most High God. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do that. I gotta deny myself, right? Salakia. "Let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it." A lot of people want to save their lives, man. A lot of people don't want to catch hell. Why would they want to lose their life and catch hell when they can have fun? They can go to concerts. They can turn up. They can go out in the middle of the streets on some dirt bikes, smoking weed and blasting trap music and doing God knows what at 3 a.m. at the devil's hour, doing God knows what, man. Shooting somebody. They like to have fun, man. So why would they want to live a strict life when they can live a good life? They have that motto, you only live once. They also have that motto called laugh now, cry later, which is wicked. You won't find in the scriptures laugh now and cry later. If anything, it's vice versa. Cry now and laugh later, man. Right? Verse 26 is the point. Matthew 16, verse 26. "For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" Salakia. So you can gain this whole world, man. You can gain the fame, the recognition. You can gain talent. You can gain money. You can gain females. Driving the fast cars on the interstate. I forgot the challenge, but you know how you be seeing on Instagram, they zooming in, zing, 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 doing zigzags on the interstate by the crash and kill somebody. You can do all that if you want to, man. Go to LA, meet LeBron James. Now you playing for the Lakers somehow because you worship Satan. You can do all that. You can gain the whole world. But guess what? Your soul, it comes with a price. It's you losing your soul. It's you losing the ability to have salvation. Because you can get all these riches now, obtain all these riches. But guess what? Deep down, it's going to be in the back of your thoughts, in the back of your mental, that you're going to get destroyed. Why do you think these rappers and celebrities be depressed? NBA YoungBoy, so-called, got a lot of money. Famous. All the fast little women want him. But why is he so depressed? Why is he sipping that dirty all the time, huh? Why is he always off that cannabis? Slucky. Because guess what? He knows the truth. But he can't do anything about it no more, man. It's too late. They call it and too deep. You can't get out. Hey, they said, you make your bed, you gotta lay in it, man. Hey, and it's sad. It's really sad, man. Because most of our people, they get deceived by Satan, man. By Esau. They sign these contracts. And right when they signed that contract, they didn't read the fine print. They just wanted the money at the time. They was ignorant. And guess what? Satan plays off your ignorance. And when they sign a contract and they got the full knowledge of what's really going on, it's too late. They probably under MK Ultra, under a curse, under a spell, and they can't wake up. You watched what's that movie? Salakia. Things that movie, Get Out. You watched that movie. You seen what happened. Those people was under a spell, a dang witchcraft spell, that they couldn't get out unless that man took a picture of them. They woke up, nose started bleeding. Get out! He started shaking him. Get out! It's too late. What did Esau do? They jumped on him. They grabbed him. He started screaming for his life. And guess what? He came back in a different manner, in a different spirit. So, and that's really sad, man. But at the end of the day, a lot of these people, they sell their souls. They sell their dignity to get this money, to get these riches, to get this fame. When really it's really nothing. That's what it really is. Let's go to Matthew real quick. If you serving Christ, let's see what Christ said about that. Let's go to Matthew 7 and verse 13. And it reads, "Enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go to thereat." So a lot go in thereat, slucky. So the Lord said, broad is the way, slucky, that wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth into destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. So if you have a wide gate, a lot of people can go in that thing, man. A lot of people. That's what the Lord said. Many are called, but few are chosen. So you have a lot of people in this wide gate. That wide gate represents what? So-called freedom. It represents not going through nothing. Having an easy life. Money. No stress. Because why? You're serving Satan. Again, Satan again said, if you worship him, he will give you all of this, man. So again, these celebrities, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, Meek Mill, LeBron James, Steph Curry, all these different people, guess what? They serve Satan in some way, shape, or form, and they have it easy. They have it good. Because why? They enter in at the broad gate. But let's keep going. Verse 14. "Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth into life, and few there be that find it." Only a few people will find that straight and narrow gate. And some people that find that straight and narrow gate, they get afraid or they don't want to do it, and they don't want to go in that straight and narrow gate. They rather go into that broad gate. That straight and narrow gate is what? This truth. Live about a certain restriction. You're restricted in this truth. We can't go out at 2 a.m. and go to clubs, man. We can't go buy and sell Friday night and on Saturday. We can't be shaving off our beard. We can't eat certain things. There's a lot. We gotta wear fringes. There's a lot of things we're restricted by. We can't shave our head bald. We can't get tattoos. We can't be pimping our sisters. All these different things. We can't put money first, man. You know how easy it is to get rich in this world? All you have to do is put money first. We're restricted by that. We can't do that. Because if we do that, we'll be going off. We'd be breaking the first law in Exodus. So that's that straight and narrow gate is living by these commandments. Serving the Most High God. It's an affliction. A straight and narrow path, you got to kind of wiggle in there, slide. You can't walk like you walk in the aisle at Walmart. And aisle 6. No, this is aisle 8, man. This aisle is very narrow, man. It's very narrow, right? So let's go to Sirach chapter 10 and verse 9. We almost done. Lord willing. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 9. And it reads, "Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels." So a covetous man will sell his own soul. If you covetous, you want this, I want that. You may be kicked up at your crib. It's dusty. You got nothing. You always see people on Instagram. They living a good life. You turn on Netflix. Now you're idle for 5 hours watching TV. cartoons and stuff like that. Then you get this commercial. If you want to have a good life, this, that, and the third, do this. Call this number. Call the number. You call that number and say it on the other line, saying, "Hey, how you doing? Yeah. Give me your information. Sign this contract, and guess what? You have $1,000 or this, that, and the third in your bank account. You sign a contract. Now, brother, you just sold your soul, brother. Now you have all this money out of nowhere. How does that happen? That's how easy it is to get fame, man. That's how easy it is to sell your soul. A covetous man would do anything to have anything, man. He would, hey, they do a lot of, I saw this video, I think it was Lil Nas X, he was talking about how they gotta drink blood. I remember in my head, it's crazy, bro. They gotta drink blood. A man gotta pop you and touch you and do certain things and say certain things to you. Hey, if you're a female, it's sad, man. It's really sad how they be doing our people. But it's crazy, man. Hey, you gotta do all of this just to get money. Get some dead presidents. That won't save you in a day of trouble, man. That's Proverbs 11 verse 4. Riches will not profit in a day of wrath. They gotta do all this lewdness and nasty and wickedness just to get money and live a so-called good life when that's not really the case. So a covetous man, if you really want something like that, you'll do anything for it. If you want a Eve in the world and you really wanted her, you'll do anything. You run to her class when that bell ring. You'll be waiting for her when she got the car at the bus stop, right? You'd be doing anything for her, sending her money. I don't know, but Jake be doing some crazy stuff, man. Jake be doing some crazy stuff. You'd be at 3 a.m. at night, had that boombox playing "Baby, Do You Love Me," right? So you're doing all these different things, because you really want her. So if a man really want a lot of money, he'll do anything. Like what? Selling his own soul, man. In blood, right? So let me get I think that's it on that one. Let me get Philippians 4:11, and that's being covetous. And that's also in the law, and that's the 10 Commandments in Exodus 20. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Where's cattle? Paraphrase it, man. Keep going on. You can't be covetous. That's going off. All right, so let's go to Philippians. Let's see what Paul said. Paul said the complete opposite about covetousness. This truth teaches you about being content, showing gratitude, being grateful for what you have. This book of Philippians, chapter 4, and verse 11, and it reads, "Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content." So Paul said when he's on a high level, he's still content. When he's on a low level in a dang dust, he's still content. When he's having half, he is still content. He's not always wanting this. I want this. I want that. I want this. I wish I could have that. How come I can't have that? No, he was content. But people in the world, they have that, that never be satisfied spirit. These rappers, they have a big mansion. They have all the money in the world. They can go anywhere they want to. And they're not satisfied, man. Because they're not content. They're always being covetous. They're greedy. They're gluttonous on a spiritual level, man. People only talking about being gluttonous on a physical level. You just got done eating a Big Mac and some fries and a Whataburger and some sweet tea. And now you're ordering some Popeye's chicken. That's not, that's glutton, right? Eating a lot. But on a spiritual level, these people, they're very gluttonous, always wanting something, never being content, man. You got to be content in this thing, right? I'm going to keep going. Philippians 4:12. "I know both how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things, I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need." So Paul was moving in a meek and humble spirit, not a gluttonous spirit on a spiritual level. Now let's go to Psalm 73, man. We're almost done. We go to Psalm 73. We're going to kick it off at verse 1. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 73, and verse 1. And it reads, "Truly God is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart." That is true. Verse 2. "But as for me, my feet were almost gone. My steps had well nigh slipped. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked." So Asaph, he said, man, I'm tripping, man. I'm tripping over, head over heels. Because I see these foolish people, they are prospering. Even though they're wicked, they still prospering. I'm over here pulled over on the side of the highway, on the side of the interstate, trying to put this flat tire out and switch with my spare tire. You got these fast Lamborghini cars passing by with six. You got this what's it called, a Maybach with six females in that thing, man. He driving slow. They pointing and laughing at me. I'm trying to get this tire back on. I'm sweating, right? Rain start coming down out of nowhere. I get back in the car break down again. It's not working. It's not even turning back on no more. And he speeds off. So how come they wicked? They don't keep the commandments while we keep the commandments and they live in a good thing, man. That can make a man envious. It can make you mad. That's like you doing all the work and you get no credit for it. Someone else get the credit. That gonna make you mad. Like, dang, I'm over here putting my back, my sweat, my tears in this thing and all this thing I do, and he gets the promotion. You gonna feel some type of way, man. So that's how Esau was feeling, right? He saw these wicked men. They prosper. They prospering. They have no worries, man. You over here getting your door damn near getting kicked down because the people, the landlord banging on the door with an eviction notice, man. Well, guess what? The man that's wicked, he live in a mansion. He owns the comp. He is the landlord. Dang, right? He owns the whole thing, right? So they live good while you being oppressed, right? So this is on Psalm 73 in verse 4. Slakia. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. So their strength is firm. They have a goodly heritage. Their dad is rich. Grandpa's rich. They got what's it called? I forgot what it's called, man. I think it's like old wealth or old money. They have old money that been stacking up for years and years and years because there's all his family is rich. It's not new money, it's old money. They been had that thing. So guess what? When he grow up, he's already in there. He already has a job. He already has a business made for him. He already got a plan laid out for him before he was even born. While Jake got 6 kids, and let's be real, we don't really have good jobs like that, man. Man, let's keep going, man. Let's keep going. Verse 6, therefore pride compasseth them about as a chain. Violence covereth them as a garment. Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than heart could wish. So white man, our people, Jake, Eve, they have more than a heart can wish for, man. See, we are so content. All we want, I know some brothers, man, they don't even want a big house. If they can have enough room for them and their family, just enough money to pay the bills and rent and have a little over to save up and stuff like that, they'll be content. That's all they need. They won't need 8,000, 10,000, 20,000 in the bank account like that. They just want to just be able to survive and not be stressed, but not be up there. They just want to survive, man. That's all. That's all. Let me get a precept real quick. Let's go to Proverbs. I remind me of this precept in Proverbs 30. All right. Let's look at Proverbs chapter 30 and verse number 7. 2 things I have required of thee. Deny them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither